Marriott International announcing this morning that the personal information of over 500 million customers, 500 million, there's only 300 million people in the U.S., obviously these are international customers as well, were exposed in a breach of its hotel and timeshare guest reservation database. The world's largest hotel chain said it learned of the breach on September the 8th and could affect guests with stays going back to 2014. For 327 million of the impacted guests, the compromised data includes name, mailing address, email address, phone number, passport number, rewards account information, date of birth, arrival, departure information, reservation date, communication preference. For some customers who book directly with the chain, the information also includes payment card numbers and payment card expiration dates. Despite the payment card numbers being encrypted, Marriott officials could not rule out the possibility that the hackers were able to decrypt these details. Well, they did hack you for 500 million people. I suspect they might be able to decrypt a credit card number. I'm just thinking. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. Wow. So, if you're a Xander identity theft customer and this is you, it's me. I stay there. I stay at Marriott Properties all the time when we travel. Definitely got my debit card number without a doubt. Of course, I have to change a stupid thing about every 60 days now anyway. It's ridiculous. But anyway, if you're a Xander ID theft customer, you're okay. Because if someone uses the information incorrectly, uses it to open an account in your name that is not you, identity theft, ID fraud, then Xander's identity theft, if you're a member, if you're a customer, assign someone, a caseworker to it to go in and clean it all up for you. It doesn't cost you anything. Not even any time that's there. So, and they've got $1 million in stolen funds reimbursement on that. So if you're not a Xander identity theft customer, you probably should be starting today, really. I don't know why you haven't done this already. We are, all of our family is, everyone that works here is. I give it to them as an employee benefit, everybody on the team. So now, if you haven't already, then activate your personal information monitoring on your Xander ID Theft Solutions page. If you've got another monitoring service, monitor it for goodness sakes. Do not reply to unsolicited emails asking you to verify personal information. See, once they get your email, then they're going to phish you, is what that's called. And, if you bite on the worm, you're going to be there. So you get a phone call or an email asking you for information. No one does that in the banking world. So that's going to be, someone that has gotten this information and is messing with you. You can place a fraud alert on your credit file. And probably a good idea to do so. And you can sign up for email or text alerts from your bank to notify you of any transactions that are weird or off base, or even any transactions for that matter. You can set it all up to do it. But these days, it's not a question of if your information is going to get stolen. It's just a matter of when. The only possibility that you don't have your information stolen now is you're completely off the grid. I mean, you have no cards. You never use your social anywhere on any application that goes into any database at any time. You never post your phone number or your address on anything, anywhere, which means you pretty much live in a cave. You're off the grid beyond belief, right? And so today it is the identity theft world is just a part of our world. These things just get hacked and they get stolen so regularly that you have to have something like the Xander insurance, identity theft insurance in place. And I've had it for many, many years, and it just gives you a lot of comfort. Because the big deal is, if someone steals your number, by the way, you don't owe money. Let's say they got your name and your email address and your phone number and your passport number and whatever else, and they went and applied for a credit card. The credit card company didn't check to see if there was a fraud alert on your credit bureau. They didn't even check your credit. They just issue the card, which they do about 7 out of 10 times. They issue it blindly. They only check about 3 out of 10 applications. And so Wachovia or Wells Fargo or Chase issues a card in your name with your social security number and your email and all that stuff that they stole from one of these places, and an account is opened up and $10,000 is charged on it, you do not owe the $10,000. You did not lose a dime. The bank lost the money because they were stupid and didn't check your credit and didn't figure out that it was a fraud. And so, just, what you do lose is hundreds and hundreds of hours fighting with idiots at Chase in their fraud victim division, and you're filling out police reports and you're filling out affidavits and you're trying to explain to them that you did not open this card and you are not going to pay this card and it is an identity theft scenario, and you've just got to walk through all of that over and over and over again. The beauty of having Xandr is they assign someone that goes and does all that fighting for you, and that way, you've got some inconvenience, but you're not out any money and you're not out hundreds of hours fighting through this. So, even if someone your relative, your roommate steals your identity and opens an account fraudulently without your signature in your name, even then, just because you know them doesn't make you liable. Now, you do have to be willing to fill out a police report on them that says, I know who the thief is. And some people don't want to put their mother in jail who stole or have the chance of putting their mother in jail who stole their identity. But any mother who opens an account in their kids' names is what's known as scum. You're scum if you steal your own kid's identity. That's about as scummy and low as it gets. So, if I had my way, they'd come pick you up and lead you away in bracelets that connect. But they don't usually. They usually just slap you around a little bit, and metaphorically. And, oh man. It's just a nasty, nasty business. But about 60 to 80% of identity theft is not stuff like this Marriott breach. It's people you know. It's someone you know. Some family member that's got a loose screw and no morals. And let me just help you with this. If you sign someone's name to an application other than your own name, unless you have a power of attorney, what you have done is just called criminal fraud. That's what it is. So you cannot just open an account in your wife's name. You can't just open an account in your mother's name or your kid's name unless you have a power of